Hello and welcome. You're watching India.com Z with Jigyasa Sahay. And today we are in conversation with Aishwarya Sushmita, who is here for her upcoming series Bad Cop. Welcome, Aishwarya.
Thank you, Jigyasa. Pleasure to be here.
It's so lovely to have you here, and congratulations for Bad Cop. The trailer is out there. We saw it, and it is so like my interest got peaked at the moment. But there seems to be like a good mix, action hai, thriller hai. Then there is also, I think, a bit of humor, and then there's fun as well. So kudos to that, and congratulations for it.
Thank you. Thank you. There will be an emotional narrative also that you will get to see maybe in the show.
Yeah, waiting for that. So,
Yeah.
I would like to begin from how it all started for you. Okay, so, from modeling to entering the industry, was that a conscious choice, with modeling, then you'll venture into this? So, what was your journey like? What were the challenges you faced that way?
So you're taking me to the beginning of my career,
Yes.
basically. So, I never thought of, apparently I was studying my master's from University of Delhi. I
Mhm.
was in IP college, and then I got a call for Kingfisher calendar
Correct.
girl that the audition was happening. This is back in 2016. So I went ahead to audition for it. I got a call maybe within a day or two that the team has really liked me and they would want to see me in the Kingfisher calendar Supermodels 3, which will be telecasting on NDTV Good Times.
Mhm.
And I was selected, and I was not really very professional because I was coming from a certain background where I didn't know what modeling is all about, and how even like acting would happen eventually. I had no idea back in days.
Mhm.
So eventually I ended up winning that contest,
Right.
and I became a calendar girl, which was a big thing. As a student of masters, I would
Yeah.
have had no
Must.
idea that I could even crack that maybe at some point in my life. But that the glamour, the entertainment, this whole aspect was very new to me. I was very new to it. So when I won it, and that's how the career and the journey of modeling started.
Mhm.
And a lot of calls started coming in. A lot of people, like my ramp started back then, and then a lot of print shoots happened, and the commercials happened. And when I uh, explored the commercial part, when I moved to Bombay in 2016, June probably, then I think the first advertisement that I did was with Titan, and when facing the camera, and when the whole everything is like you are the subject of the camera, then you realize that your presence and a lot of other aspects, then you realize, okay, not bad. This definitely, modeling is definitely a stepping stone for me to
Yeah.
get into acting, which I somehow as a child I must have thought I had a thought of acting, but I never thought that I can do it because back in days I would say I'm in 90s you have grown up listening to the 90s songs and watching films, and you would want to just dream about, like, you want to see
Yeah.
yourself on a screen, but it's never like, okay, it can happen, because choosing acting as a career, I don't think I had ever got it from people around me that it can be a career at first place.
Yeah.
So all we were aware of, you can get into administration, you can be a doctor, you can be an engineer. These were the very typical
Typical things, yeah, during that
professions,
time, yeah.
yeah, that basically came our way. So definitely it was not a plan. It happened by chance, and eventually I kind of made sure that uh, it should just not like, let's like went ahead with the execution of
Yeah,
in a strategically way, that how we can uh, find a
go ahead with it. Yeah, and
right
not
path.
just stop right there. That's great. I think you manifested it sometime and it all happened for you
Yeah,
eventually.
absolutely.
So coming to your character in Bad Cop, we missed you a little bit in the trailer. So, was
Mhm.
it challenging to live up to that role and how did you actually prepare for that?
I think it was building up a character of a con artist that I'm
Mhm.
playing in Bad Cop was very interesting.
Mhm.
Why I also chose this character to play, because unlike the cop that women play, or for that matter, men play, this has a very range to the character. Like, you would know cop is very predictable if I see it from here.
Yeah.
But but when you talk about con artists, it's very it has a wide range of graph. there is an emotional narrative to her. There is a strong persona. Even though exterior she is very tough, but she has a compassion and a loyalty to her partner in crime, which is Arjun, another con artist.
Yeah.
So she has a lot of aspect, a lot of graft to her character, and I think it will build in the series and the show, and it will come across. I'm sure. I mean,
Right.
I've given my best to so the audience can see that.
Yeah. Definitely. I think you have very rightly said that how, in con artists, like koi bhi movie or kahin bhi ho, so there's always that question mark that at the end, how are they going to turn out? So I think they
Yeah,
always pique your curiosity till the very end of the story. So I think would love to see how your graph goes with that.
yeah, correct, correct, absolutely. There will be a parallel story going though in
Right.
the. So I think you will get to know.
Yeah.
I think let me not be a much of a spoiler right now. Yeah.
Definitely. So, you in the series, you are working with seasoned actors like Anurag Kashyap, Gulshan Devaiah. So, in one of your interviews, I, read about how you have mentioned that you found Anurag Kashyap a little intimidating, obviously in a positive sense, in a good way. So, जब आप एक्ट कर रहे थे when you were on the sets doing your scenes, so was there any moment या ऐसा कोई scene था you got conscious while acting, or was there a time that you thought कि yeah indeed it is a little bit intimidating or intense there?
I would say I remember. As far as I
Yeah.
remember saying Saurabh sir was a little bit intimidating because
Uh-huh.
he was quite unapproachable when he's working. He
Uh-huh.
becomes very unapproachable because he gets into the character completely.
Okay.
So that was there. But you're right. When you talk about Anurag Kashyap, he is such a big name that anybody would like be a little intimidated by his whole persona and the way he.
Uh-huh.
But after knowing him, I realized that he's a very honest man. He's just on your face and he's very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Like Gulshan kept saying in the interview, is very cute. But that's true. I agree with him. He's very cute when you speak to him on set. He will just utter what he has in his mind, and
Yeah.
you have to take it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
positively. I feel his honesty kind of defines his whole aura, and it was nice working with him. I definitely was not intimidated, but rather was very grateful to get to work with him because even for 5 minutes you get to speak to him.
Yeah.
You would want to keep that with you for life
Yeah.
because he has so much to. He has an eye for details, and he can
Right.
actually look to you. So
Mm-hmm.
that was quite it was quite nice to just like know him, and
So, like,
even
did
a
you
few things.
happen to, like, ask for advice, or maybe was there any conversation like that where you exchanged notes, or where, something like a takeaway from, like, working with him?
There was a scene I would like to share. Like we were shooting and we were in this car scene, and he was sitting behind me, and I was in the front seat of the car. And when we are shooting, everything is like chaos on set, and cars didn't have the glass. So there was a blower coming on my face, and I'm in the front seat.
Yeah.
So my eyes were like, it was shutting because the blower was very high.
Yeah.
So he was sitting behind me, and Aditya, who is our director, who was quite far from the set, and he was just looking in the screen. So he doesn't know what's happening on set.
Yeah.
So he said, "What's happening to Aishwarya?" He was actually screaming, and he couldn't realize that I couldn't keep
Open
my
it.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But immediately I saw Sir took a stand and he just screamed from the behind scenes. He said, "Arey, uska aankh pe lag raha hai." Like there was a dust basically going in. And I didn't even speak to him, but he just like, he could see it from the director's perspective. And it
Yeah.
was very thoughtful of him to just like even like immediately address that what is the problem that's happening on set.
Yeah.
Also because everyone is quite experienced, and I kind of felt a little that should I say it or should I not, So I kind of, that was really thoughtful of him to even like stand for you and just say it immediately to the crew that, okay, there's a problem here. She's
Yeah.
not the problem, which
Comfortable there. Yeah.
made me immediately comfortable the day one of the shoot. So that was really sweet and kind of him.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think that's also one of the advantages to have such a experienced person with you who can see it both ways from the other side of the lens as well. He understands the actor's perspective and the director's perspective as well. Great. And
And that's how you have to
yeah,
learn a lot. Yeah.
definitely. And what was your bond like with Gulshan Devaiah on the sets?
We are like Tom and Jerry, I would say.
Yeah.
We both agree. We both agree on that. But that's just that we are both different people, and but he was very genuinely, he was very helpful because he come with bit of an experience, and we had a lot of action scenes together. So he consistently kept telling me that, don't get ahead, don't get ahead of yourself,
Hmm.
don't get excited and do something which may, like, not may you may end up hurting yourself. And and he was right. Initially I was thinking, why is he like maybe telling me so much and explaining things? But then I realized he was so right about things, because there were glasses which were breaking on set, and it was, when the glass breaks, it kind of flies around.
Yeah, splatters everywhere.
Yeah, and it straight came to my feet and it pricked me. So I was bleeding on set also.
Oh my God.
So more moments like these, but it's always fun to play action and stuff. So working with Gulshan was definitely a lot of fun. He's also very humble and very grounded. Uh, and his sense of humor, oh, I have to tell you. If you would get to speak to him, and if it's not just an interview or anything, he would start singing a song every statement you would drop towards him. Yeah, so he's very, very funny and very like fun to work with.
Must be. I would really like to know that how did Bad Cop happen for you?
There's a casting director, Kunal Shah, who messaged me while I was shooting
Mhm.
somewhere else. And he messaged me saying that there's a lead opposite Gulshan Devaiah we would
Yeah.
want to cast you for. There is another two leads that has been logged, which is Harleen and Saurabh sir.
Yeah.
And antagonist, we are still uh, thinking to lock, which there's a possibility could be Anurag Kashyap. So
Okay.
primarily the cast was
Yeah.
such brilliant cast. I think it was a no-brainer for me to say, to think even like beyond. And I said, okay, that's great. The cast primarily, and then I met the director. Kunal said, the director wants to meet you. Let's fix a meeting. And then I went, met the director. He was very, Aditya was very like, uh, briefed me out, and he was very uh, sweet, and he was very clear about what basically, how he looks me and how he sees the character in a perspective. And he said that just read the script and see if you like it. And that's how I came back home, read the script. I found the script very intriguing, because the character was also, because this whole bad cop has two, three cops happening in the whole scene,
Yeah.
but con artist was only just like Arjun and Kiki. So
Yeah.
that was very intriguing, and I could see there was a lot of graft to this character.
Yeah.
And because I have done Meeta before, like that was Khakee for Netflix, and Meeta was a very different character altogether.
Yeah.
And all this while, I've been wanting to do something different from Meeta, because, in our industry, typecasting is very, very, people are very quick to typecast you. So I wanted to break that image and do something extremely like different. And I think Kiki kind of falls in that category. And I felt this would be epic. I mean, to come across as. And a lot of people have already told me that I don't know, we don't see you now. Before, earlier we never saw you as Meeta. Now we don't see you as Kiki. So it's like a,
Yeah.
I think I take it as a compliment. Like, people can now see the variations and the versatility of as an actor. I think it's very important. So yeah.
Aishwarya is because I'm sure कि जब भी we enter into a career or we start out and जब भी हम ऐसे कुछ नया explore करते हैं, we have these conversations, we try to get a gist of everything, क्या हो रहा है अंदर, how is it like, how is it working like, and there are certain preconceived notions how in the industry about the casting couch and the pay parity. So when you finally
Hmm.
entered here and found your gripping here, so what part of it was true?
This actually is a very good question, because even as an outsider, and being a part of modeling probably before, and being a student of my like, in the university,
Yeah.
we've always heard so many things about glamour, about
Yeah.
entertainment industry, or about, And I'm sure there's a possibility to some people it would be true. But my experience, I would say, has been, I would rather be very, I would say, I'm grateful to have been met certain kind of people who have been very, very professional. Like starting from Runway 34, that was my first shoot, and I went on board because I went through the casting, which was done by Vaibhav Anti Casting. I went to casting, gave an audition, it happened, I'm on set, I'm on board, and had such legends working around me. It was an experience.
Yeah.
So I think there also has been nothing that I had to go through any casting couch or anything who has called me for that matter, director or anyone to meet me personally or anything like that. If that was followed by Special Ops, which was again casted by Shubham and Trishans, and I went through the casting, gave a very small audition for Neeraj sir, and then I just that was followed by again Khaki. So
Yeah.
everything has been, first of all, I would like to say that casting directors are very, very important. That play a very important role in our industry.
Yeah.
Even before directors,
Yeah.
casting people are basically seeing and watching you what you do. And if they see your capabilities, that's how it like goes further to the directors, and that's how they pitch you that these people have certain caliber. So I think my experience with castings or with the directors have been very, very safe. And I think my work has only got me work till
Hmm.
now. So out of my experience, what I had seen or heard, it has completely like been washed off from my head if I've ever heard of that.
I have to ask you this, otherwise, जो आपके
Yes.
fans हैं, खाकी के जो fans हैं, they'll be disappointed. So, what's
Okay.
cooking up? Like, if you could give us a little peek into your character, will we seeing you in Khaki in the second upcoming season? What's happening on that front?
That I think you should speak to Sheetal sir and Neeraj sir. They have given me, they've completely sidelined me for Khaki season 2. I know a lot of people would miss Meeta Devi, but Khaki this time is another chapter altogether. It's
Yeah.
not the Bihar
Ve-
chapter, it's the West Bengal chapter now. So the story will be completely different. And I think there's a lot of things coming up, but I'm not a part of it, unfortunately, this time.
Oh,
Maybe in the other chapter, maybe. So yeah, I mean, even I'm looking forward to the West
right.
Bengal chapter. Let's see what
We'll
happens.
definitely miss you. And is there a word, although Bad Cop will be seeing it soon, but is there something already that's happening for season two, if I may ask?
That I see again. You want to give me some spoilers now, which I shouldn't.
Yeah, a little
Because
tease would be
production,
really good.
after watching this, the production will call me and they will ask for all the compensations from me. But I am not sure, but I definitely think that there should be a season 2, because there should be. My story has to go somewhere, because even I don't know where have I ended my first season story. So let's see. That's
Let's
a suspect. That I can't tell you.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank
And all the best for Bad Cop. All the best for Kiki. Really looking forward to what's
Yes.
cooking up there.
Yes, definitely. Please watch it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you
Jigyasa.
so
Nice.
much. And do mark your dates for June 21st first to watch Bad Cop on Hotstar. Thank you.